What's the one thing that'll have the biggest impact in helping you lose fat and get jacked? In my opinion, it's mental fortitude. Not to be mistaken with mental toughness, which I feel has more to do with like willpower, trying to will yourself through a certain situation, which has its benefits. But I feel if you want to experience long-term success and personal growth, you want to focus your attention on mental fortitude, which is your ability to focus on and execute solutions in the face of uncertainty and adversity. Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about the impact of mental fortitude on your workouts, on your diet, your overall lifestyle, and we're going to begin with weight training. And I'm going to use my own personal example here. I know for myself personally, when I'm training and an attractive woman comes and works out next to me, I have a tendency to lift a little heavier or try to push out a few more repetitions. Same thing when like a jacked bro comes up to me and he's lifting some pretty serious weight. I'm like, I better level up my game here, try to lift a little bit more, try to push out a few more repetitions. And in those situations, I think to myself, holy smokes, like the rest of the time, like I'm really selling myself short. I'm really truly not pushing myself to true momentary muscular failure. There's a lot more of me that I have to give in those situations. So when I'm in the gym and there's no one around me, it's easy for me to think to myself, there's no one to impress here. I'll select a challenging weight, but maybe not as challenging as I could. I'm not going to step outside of my comfort zone and really push my limits. So in those situations, rather than being comfortable in it, I gotta think of a solution. But gotta be mentally, not mentally tough, but I've got to focus on the solutions that I'm going to execute in this situation, because that's a moment of adversity. It's not like adversity like a big dramatic challenge or anything, but if I want to level up my game, if I want to be my absolute best in the situations, I gotta have a plan in place. So I gotta think to myself, I gotta remind myself in those situations where I feel like I'm going to coast, I'm just gonna select a weight that is comfortable, just challenging enough for me. I gotta think to myself in this moment, like I've got more in me. I've gotta pretend that someone is next to me training hard, an attractive woman or a jacked bro. And I gotta remind myself, like this is all about me becoming the best version of myself. I can't sell myself short. That's a cop-out in that situation. So I try to fire myself up in those moments. It's gonna be different for each and every one of us. You can pretend that someone is watching you, or you can just think to yourself, remind yourself of those situations when you do push harder, that you do have more in you to give, and just because no one's around you, it's not an excuse to coast. Same thing like when I'm in yoga class as well. If I see, like there's times where we go through a flow, some vinyasas, and you can either like hold a plank or a downward dog, or you have the opportunity to do some handstands. And there's some times where I'm just learning to do handstands, or I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable doing it in this moment right now. And then I'll see someone next to me doing a handstand, and it's inspiring. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a try right now. If I fail, it's okay, but I need to practice. So I'm going to do it in this situation. Whereas maybe you're holding some other poses and you see people around you kind of falling out of their poses, maybe that gives you an excuse. All right, if they're falling out of a pose, it's not so bad if I fall out of a pose right now. So again, you can give yourself a cop-out in that situation. And those are the times when, again, adversity, where you got to step up to the challenge. But realize that it's not about anyone else around you in that situation. It's about you looking within and giving the best of yourself in that moment, to stay focused, to give your best effort, to concentrate on what you have to give to that, and don't worry about anyone else and their best effort. Just focus on your best efforts in those situations. When it comes to, let's say, mobility and flexibility, like say you got a stiff back, tight hips and everything, are you going to be like mentally tough, just toughen out? Or are you going to have mental fortitude and focus on solutions, executing solutions in that time? And again, that's a big reason why I started practicing yoga 8 months ago, because I was feeling tight, I was feeling stiff. Yes, I could have chalked it up to me being 47 years old, lots of wear and tear, playing sports over the years, like over 30 plus years under the bar. Of course I'm going to feel stiff and tight. Just live with that? No. I'm not going to tough out that situation there. I got the ability to focus on executing solutions in the face of adversity in this situation. So I embarked on yoga. I do some little gentle stretching at night. do some little mobility drills here and there, and focus on feeling my best so I can thrive in all aspects of life. I still got decades ahead of me. I want to be able to move the best that I can. So I'm focused on solutions to help me move the best I can. When it comes to cardio, maybe you start taking up jogging and you're finding like your knees, your hips, your ankles are just punishing you. Like no matter how well you've eased into the practice of jogging, no matter how you're kind of pacing yourself, you're not overdoing it, you're just maybe once or twice a week at a nice easy pace and you're still feeling the pain after some times, you just be mentally tough and say, I need to jog in order to lose fat, and you just toughen it out even though you're feeling beat down, you're not enjoying the process at all? Or do you focus on executing some solutions in that moment? There's a variety of cardio practices you can put into place. They're going to have a similar benefit to jogging, and finding something that's a bit more joint friendly or better suited to you so you can experience those circulatory health and cardiovascular benefits from a practice that also brings great joy to your life. So myself personally, I love biking. I love getting out on the paddleboard. I do find, again, I had to ease myself into jogging. In the past, I've tried it and I've tried to push too hard, and that's why I feel the pain in the joints, the hips, everything. So I got to be aware that it's not necessarily the jogging that was the issue. It was how hard I was pushing it. I needed to ease into that practice. So finding a solution. And for me, my solution is doing more cross training, like incorporating a variety of activities in my lifestyle so I don't experience any kind of overuse injuries. Now, when it comes to your nutrition, especially when you're in the face of temptations, you're at a gathering, you're at an event where you are prone to caving into those temptations, whether it's food, you just can't control yourself. Once you have a little bit of sugar, you're just nonstop shoveling it down your mouth. Maybe you have one drink and everyone around you is drinking and you just can't control yourself. You end up getting drunk. There's no happy medium there. What do? The next time you just try to toughen it out and try to abstain in that situation and you just end up caving there? Or do you try to come up with solutions? You have a solution focus. I really love the book, Relentless Solution Focus. Relentless Solution Focus. Fantastic. And really talks along these lines here of, rather than focusing on the problems, which a lot of people would focus on, I'm always giving in temptations. Oh my God, here comes a temptation. Here comes another event. I always cave into temptations. You focus on the problem rather than the solutions. For some people, the solution in those situations may be to maybe eat a little lighter throughout the day so you have more room to enjoy some of those foods at the gathering. Maybe have a few drinks with your friends. Maybe you eat right before the event, so you go there and you're really not hungry, so you're not tempted to have any foods there. Maybe you just learn to savor every sip of that alcohol. You take your time drinking it. You're not just pounding the drinks for the sake of getting drunk. You're actually drinking it because you enjoy the taste. And maybe it's a delicious craft beer, and you savor every sip there. Maybe there's some food out and you just decide, you know what, I'm going to just sample a little bit of everything. I'm going to make up a plate with just a little bit of each, just allowing myself to have that one plate, but I'm going to enjoy those foods in moderation. Responsibly, I'm going to take my time chewing those foods, really savoring every bite there, and learn from those experiences there. Of course, there's going to be moments where you give into those temptations, and rather than beat yourself up and think, man, I'm just not mentally tough, I don't have the willpower for this, think to yourself, what did you learn from that situation that you can carry forward to future situations? I know for some, bringing water to a gathering has really helped me in the past when I knew didn't want to drink too much. And I either have a drink and then drink some water afterwards. So in between each alcoholic beverage, I'd have a bottle of water. So that works for some people, or maybe just drinking the water so I'm filling myself up and just not tempted to have that alcohol. For me personally, in the situations that has really allowed me to keep things in check is avoiding the pain of what happens afterwards. If I overindulge, if I eat to the point, maybe there's some gatherings, I really try my best to just eat to that point of satisfaction. I don't enjoy feeling full anymore, but if I get to that point where I'm full, it's not uncomfortably full. I'm not ever stuffed anymore. It's been probably 5-6 years since I felt like stuffed. I just don't enjoy that feeling anymore. So I'm reminded in those situations that if I eat more than I should be eating, I am going to feel bloated. I'm going to feel uncomfortable. I'm going to have a crappy night's sleep. I'm going to be tossing and turning. I'm going to have acid reflux. My digestive system is going to be a mess for a few days. I don't like that feeling. Oh, I'm going to feel sluggish for the next few days as well. Same thing with alcohol. I know like if I keep it to 1 or 2, I can really savor every sip of that and really enjoy those drinks. But if I have more than that, I know the next few days I'm not going to be as focused. I'm not going to have mental clarity. I'm not going to perform my best in the gym. I'm not going to be able to give the best of myself to all that I'm doing throughout the day. So in those situations, when I'm facing the adversity of being surrounded by people who are drinking a lot, and there's a whole spread of food out there, just reminding myself of the pain points, why I no longer pig out, why I no longer get drunk. It just doesn't serve me well in these moments. So really taking these situations in your life where you are faced with adversity, or maybe there is some uncertainty you're walking into, like someone invites you out for dinner when your plan was to just eat at home, have your chicken breast, broccoli, and rice, and then want you to go for a restaurant. Well, how are you going to handle that situation? You want to go out with your friends. You want to go out with your family. You want to enjoy that experience the most. How can you do so? Enjoy it, but be responsible in those situations. It's always learning experiences. We're always learning and growing, and that is what mental fortitude is all about. It's not mental toughness where you're just like, oh man, I'm going to go there. I'm just going to have a salad and water, and that's it. I just got to be mentally tough here. I'm committed to this diet. Or do you learn from previous experience? Or do you go there and say, I really want this one meal. Maybe I'm going to enjoy this dessert with my friend. Maybe we can share the dessert. Maybe I can ask them to share the meal. Maybe I go a little bit more above my calories than I expected to today. I can make up for it in the days to come. It's no big deal. I don't have to like do endless amounts of cardio. I just have to reduce my calories a little bit over the next few days, and it's going to balance everything out. So 2 of the most common areas where most of my clients face adversity is lack of sleep and stress. Now, if you're only getting 6 hours of sleep each and every night, you could practice some mental toughness and try to do whatever it takes to get through your day. You could drink a bunch of coffee or have some energy drinks and just be cranky throughout the day, do whatever you can to just get through. Maybe you need a little afternoon nap if you get that opportunity there. Or you could focus on a solution, like what are ways that you could create more time in your day to get better sleep. Now, for myself personally, knowing how I feel when I get 7 hours of sleep, I can get through my day, I can do okay, compared to 8.5 hours of sleep where I am freaking bouncing around. I am thriving. I am so full of energy and able to give the best of myself that all that I'm doing throughout the day, like just knowing how much better I feel with 8.5 hours of sleep, I do whatever it takes to get sleep. I don't do whatever it takes to get through a day with less sleep. I do whatever it takes to get more sleep, to make sure I'm getting an adequate amount of sleep each and every night. So I make my sleep non-negotiable. Yes, every once in a while I will stay up late, but I try to make those times few and far between rather than the opposite. A lot of people struggle through the week and try to catch up on the weekend. I try to make sure that most of my week is 8.5 hours of sleep, and it's very rare that I get any less than that. So just knowing the difference of how I feel is a big driver for me in doing whatever it takes to get that sleep. It's only been the past 3.5 years that I have been in this routine. I really made it a priority to establish a consistent sleep-wake pattern. We're all different. The solution is going to be different for each and every one of us. I'm a single bro living on my own right now, so it's easy for me to get to bed consistently at a certain time. My kids are grown up now, so if you have young kids or you're married and you kind of have some quality time watching TV at night, you guys are going to have to come up with some solutions that are going to allow you both to get more sleep so you can give even more of yourself to each other, recognizing that you're bringing out the best in each other by setting a consistent sleep-wake pattern and allowing yourselves to get more sleep. Have more snuggle time at night. Spend more time in bed as you unwind rather than in front of the TV. Who knows? Whatever works for you that is going to allow you to get more sleep. And stress management, again, for myself personally, the sleep routine is a part of that. Like in the warmer months, I'll get outside, I'll watch a sunset, I'll read a book, I might do some gentle stretching, do things to unwind. Like you don't want to get on your phone, ideally not in front of a TV as well, because it is stimulating to your brain. You don't want to cause that mental stimulation. You want to try to calm your mind, calm your body. You can do a little journaling, you can write out your to-do list for the following day, and other activities throughout the day. Getting out for a walk can be great for your stress management. For me, yoga is great for my stress management as well. So that's 2 great things. Working out is great for my stress management. Watching the sunset, the reading, trying to practice a little bit more meditation, even just listening to positive self-growth audios is great for my stress management as well, because again, it helps me focus on solutions and looking within and learning to relax, like handle stressful situations better. And so I can be in crazy traffic and not really stressed. Like I just focus on what's in my control, let go of what's out of my control, and try to be the best version of myself in each and every moment. And just again, like relaxing, like melting into those stretches. Again, I'm not going to mentally tough out my stiffness. I'm going to allow my body to relax into a lot of these stretches, relax into a better mood and a calm state of mind that's going to allow me to sleep at night. In my opinion, mental fortitude is the biggest thing that is going to help you lose fat and get jacked. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. What do you think is the biggest thing that's going to be most responsible for you losing fat and getting jacked? Are you in agreement? Do you think it's mental fortitude, or do you think it's something completely different? Please take a moment to drop a comment down below to share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback on today's topic. If you enjoyed today's video, please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. And again, in the gym, I want to hear from you. Like, if someone attractive starts working out next to you, do you level up your game? And if you do, why aren't you doing that all the freaking time? That's the biggest thing that sparked this discussion for me in today's video. So I would love to hear from you in that regards. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.